Hello, hello, hello. How are you? How am I? I'm doing great. I'm doing fine. I'm doing good. I'm lying. I'm just kidding. I ain't doing that bad. I'm a little, I ain't gonna lie. I'm a little, yeah, yeah. I got to stop before I do videos, quite literally. But I hope everybody is doing good. We are still in a war. We are still in a partial shutdown, and we still have niggas hating on bitches. I don't get it. None of it at all. It don't make none but a sense to me. But anyways, that's why I stay in my house. Very Taurus energy. I only go outside to make money. Anyways, so the talk that we are going to do today, I'm trying to be a little bit organized because I'm pretty sure in that last video y'all saw how disorganized my brain is. That's just how it works. Don't judge me. I got a lot in here. Okay? But if you haven't seen my last video, go watch it. Go like it. Please interact with me. Thank you. Anyways, the song of today, and I have my seven in rotation that we're gonna do at the end. But the song today, by Cash Page is Heartbreaker. Tell me why I used to listen to that song. I don't know when, between like 2017, maybe 2016 to 2018. Heartbreaker was my jam. It was my slow introduction into gayism. Yes, it's a word. If it isn't, I'm pretty sure it is. Because we take anything and make it mixy. Um, but yeah, I was gay for her. Is she lesbian? Like that was possibly like the first lesbian I've ever heard sing. And it's been up ever since, quite literally. Keeping up with my top seven. But yeah, that song, I listened to it the other day and I was at work and I work overnight, if y'all don't know. And it's a very quiet job sometimes. So what I do, I entertain the fuck out of myself. Podcasts, audiobooks, reading, writing, planning videos. I'm always thinking. This brain is always on. I mean, 10. I wish I could turn it down. Off. But I'm grateful for her. But I just remember listening to the song and being like, damn, like I don't remember her being this fucking vicious. I don't even know some of the lyrics. Let me think. She was basically, if I can sum the whole thing up, I don't even know what the fuck she was saying, but she sounded like a toxic ass nigga, and I did not know she wrote like that. Basically, like I'm here, but I don't even want to be here. And I was like, wow. And I was gassing this shit up, and I was probably manifesting some shit. Ugh, sick, sick. But anyways, I do want to talk about Jada West, the very young black girl that died, passed. I don't want to censor my words, but YouTube is getting really, I mean, everywhere. If you haven't noticed, the censorship is censoring. But I kind of like it to an extent because we're blurring out kids' faces, which I feel like should have been done, but I digress. Yeah, she passed in a fighting with these other little girls, and it seems as if Shaquille O'Neal paid for her funeral. It's so crazy because I had it in my phone as a screenshot to talk about and to do a little bit more research in it, which I didn't, into him, how much he contributed to. Um, but then also like yesterday I was scrolling on my feed and I seen that he possibly allegedly hopped into Sabrina Carpenter's DMs talking about horny, talking about horny. You see? You see what I see? He see us, she see him, and she was exposing that crusty ass nigga. Good for her. Good for her. She is a bird, but maybe she's a fake bird. Maybe she's a fake bird. I guess. Maybe we need more fake birds. Pretend to be a bird. Fuck some shit up. And you're not really a bird. I don't know. I won't put too much on her. She's still a blonde white woman at the end of the day. No disrespect. Um, but can we also talk about how Zeus is doing possibly in a documentary with the Combs brothers? Diddy's two sons and possibly more. I mean, they are probably gonna come out and talk about how this whole thing affected their fucking family, as everybody has been saying about Usher and his whole spiel on Diddy, talking about, oh, I'm not gonna disrespect Diddy at the end of the day, possibly for Diddy's returning. If I see that nigga return and y'all give him fucking energy, I'm going to blow this bitch up because then I'll know that. I mean, we're already burning. God is already sending things down. If you something, God is already sending things down because these motherfuckers just don't stop. Or maybe, I mean, we have just known for so long, conspiracy theorists, that a lot of shit has been happening for so long. This shit is decades and centuries dead. Like, it didn't just start at no Jeffrey Epstein. That's the T. Follow me, follow me, follow me. Y'all need to go follow me on TikTok as well at Naniverse. It's gonna be a little cute purple planet because that's what it is, Naniverse. You see the vibe, you see the goals. Okay. Anyways, but I was watching this video on TikTok, and I've been on TikTok a lot lately, and that's something that I do not do. I steered away from TikTok for like a good 2 years, and now I'm just kind of getting back on it. But I can stay away from it. I can delete it, but I am keeping it for social media purposes or whatever the case may be. But come follow up. Come. If you haven't came from there already, but I do post things that I have strong feelings about or I'm passionate about or I think so as well. And there was this video about the Betty Boo cartoon animation that was back in like the 1930s. And it like took me back to a time and place where I specifically remember to an extent, I wouldn't say I liked Betty Boo, but I found, you know, it being a little black girl, you don't have no representation. Not to say that, and this is something that people might take the wrong way, not to say that I needed representation. I was watching black movies down, bitch. I didn't need no motherfucking. I mean, I think I needed better representation because just because something is black doesn't mean it's qualified as good. Like, I was very much into black movies as a child, very much into black love. And I would say some of the like nah, all of the black rom-coms, even the romantic ones, literally showed black women being drugged through the mud for having emotions, for not having emotions. Some of my favorite twos, and y'all might feel some type of way about this, but what is it called? Two Can Play That Game, and also Eve from Hell or something. The one with Gabrielle Union, because I wasn't about to call her Dwayne Wade's wife. I would have gagged. Anyways. Do you love me? Do you love me not? Isaiah Falls should be on my list for my seven rotation because I listened to multiple of his songs from his recent album and his couple past albums. Really good. I like him. But he might be problematic. Liking a man is very hard. Liking a celebrity man is extremely difficult. In next 2 weeks you find something out about these hoes. I just can't. I just can't. But yeah, what was I talking about? The Betty Boo conversation initially. This is why this conversation is going to be conversating. We were supposed to talk about Chris Sean and Blueface, and I literally have like notes in here, but like just going through that right now, I can't. It's not a defending moment for anybody, but I think the situation is very particular in something that possibly a lot of people have gone through. But I don't know. I just don't like the way that people judge Chris Sean on. You can judge her. I'm not saying you can't judge her. She needs some lashings, respectfully. But I feel like the way people just bash women, especially black women, y'all don't be having the same energy for Blueface. And I'm not saying that it has to be a pick or choose or it has to be a gender thing, but I feel like what that man has done is completely much more worse to what she has done Benounce Jr. That shit with Junior, you, you a goofy bitch. You a goofy. You were goofy. You were goofy. And we'll probably get to that, like her talking about, God and Junior going at his own space, at his own pace of learning and developing. Like, we completely understand that. But how many people got to tell you that, hey, yes, your child is developing. Yes, that they are developing at their own rate, but they might need help. Period. Point fucking blank. That's how I feel about the situation. And for her to ignore that, and it does happen a lot in the black community. It does happen a lot in the black community. That's why so many black children, especially black women, go unannounced with like ADHD or depression or fucking anxiety. It's because, for one, I'm getting off topic. This is when it's bad when I talk to myself because ain't nobody here to be like, "Are you okay?" But anyways, hold on, let me write that down. Um, Black people and I'm gonna say disabilities as a array of things. Don't I'm gonna say disability as array of things. I don't know if y'all heard me, but as a an umbrella of things. I'm not saying the child is disabled. That's not what I'm saying. Okay, calm down. But yeah, Betty Boo. And the video that was shown in a TikTok was basically of her coming into her tent for work. And I don't know what was her job, y'all. I've never watched the show. And we gonna get to why. Um, but I don't know. To me, I have this own story in my head to like what possibly happened with Betty Boo that I've like had my own story in my own head besides watching the fucking show. I've never seen the show. So I made this own story in my head based off things that I've heard. Lord. Girl, hold on. I said, I don't know. That's a little spicy. Okay. So she was coming to work and it seems like her boss comes to her. And from a child's standpoint of view, you know, she already looks like a child, by the way. And maybe she was young at the time in the show, or that's what it was supposed to be privy to. Um, so I'm gonna tell what I saw, what I got from it, and I'm gonna give how I took it and what I've been thinking my whole 23 years of life. Not my whole 23 years, girl. It might be like the last 10, 12, But yeah, she's at her desk, she's powdering herself, she's getting ready. Her boss comes in. He puts his arms around her you know, while she's sitting down and basically goes on to assault her and tell her, "Oh, if you don't do these things, then you won't get anything, or I'm gonna kick you out. Do you want your job?" Literally is what he's telling her. And he's whispering to her, and you can hear like certain peaks of the whisper, and people are putting this like whole sentence together of what he said to her in her ear, but it's like purposely also blurring it out so you can't get the full message. And she's like, "No, no, no, absolutely not." So she goes to try and get out of her tent, and he's basically creeping up on her, and she says something along the lines of, "You can feed me bread and water, you can hurt me, but you will not take my boopity boop boop something." And it sounds possibly to me, I didn't look in the comments because I was already pissed at that point, and it brought me back to a place in my childhood. um you can't take my virginity or something of the sort, or you can't take my soul, possibly. you know do with that what you will. Go see the video on your own. This is just from what I'm feeling and experiencing in the moment. And she finally gets out of the tent, and she trips and she falls, and he basically drags her in, and you hear her scream while the camera pans away. Even telling that back and having to revisualize that is pissing me off, quite literally. But yeah, so that's what happened in that. But it also brought me back to a time where I will say, and I am so sorry if you see this, mom. I'm going through the motions of detaching from family. We'll get into it, sister. That was what this channel was for me to, get it all out in a healthy way. And I have yet to speak about it. I have yet to speak about it because there is people from my hometown that are going to see this. And like in the back of my head, for one, I don't like making my peoples look bad. If you look bad, I look bad, type shit. But at the end of the day, this shit happens. Families, dysfunctions, things happen. I don't even know how to speak about it, even though I talk about it every day to myself. And I journal. The only thing I don't know what else, but it's like things be popping in my head. I be feeling emotions. I'm Girl, is he really gonna talk about this? Anyways, so I just remember my mom telling me something about, oh, Betty Boo was a hoe. You can't like Betty Boo, Betty Boo. And I'm just like watching that video back. She was sexualized. She was raped. And she was then demonized for being a sexual figure. She was also talking to him about, yeah, my songs might be promiscuous, but that doesn't mean you can have me. Something along the lines of that. Um, but yeah, we have the whole in IRL liberation with women, before the feminist movement. I mean, possibly after the feminist movement, when women became more comfortable in their sexuality and being a sexual being, being like, oh, okay, there is this freedom that I have not yet to experience. And now that I am not no longer attached to a man, I am now can be sexually free. And people feel some type of way about that. Women shouldn't be sexually liberated because you can only get and that's all. We can get into it. I'm so sorry. I tried so much not to be like a hardcore feminist, but it's genuinely in my fucking genetics to be like, y'all don't see the history. You are telling me in the 1950s and 30s, just because motherfuckers was getting married, that women were okay. You're dumb. Respectfully. So yes, back to Betty Boom. I just remember my mom demonizing the fuck out of her, and I'm like, you are a product of the fucking patriarchy, and you don't even know it. And this confirmed it later on in my life because I was really young when she told me that. When I had an experience with a couple black boys in my school. I went to this it's literally was in the state that I am in now. So it's not in my hometown. So if y'all in my hometown, y'all niggas goofies too. But y'all didn't come up to me and disrespect me. Kudos. But they literally came up to me and my friends, and we have like a little white girl in our group. We have a full on dark skinned woman in our group. We have multiple shades of motherfucking black, up like biracial, like we're a basketball team, whatever the case may be. And a black boy comes up to us, and after he's gave us some looks, because a Nani go pay attention. Nani is very observant. If a nigga's looking my way, I'm already disgusted. I'm already on 10. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. But yeah, so he comes up to us and is basically like, hey, I got a question for y'all. And I know he's fucking around, but like, but it's just like, why? And it's not even like this nigga is a cup of tea. This nigga ain't no tea. He ain't even distilled water. He tap water. And we was not look I was I promise you, I'm not looking at this man as anything. You know, he was one of the guys that was like, okay, he'll come talk to us, be funny, whatever the case may be. He was a class clown. And I did take this as class clown foolery, but I still took it as there's some truth in it. But anyways, he comes up to us and was like, oh, if you was a black boy, would you date a white girl or a black girl? Mind you, even a white girl fuck a black boy. So we all looking around. We said, a black girl. Literally like this. A black girl. He said, oh, y'all tripping. Dead ass. And we looking at him like, are we the same color? You darker than me. What are you talking about? What are you talking about right now? And I came home and I remember, and girl, I don't even talk to my family like that. When I was a teenager, I did not talk to my family. I was really going through that teenager phase, and I was like, everything is loud and everybody needs to shut the fuck up. I'm still kind of like that today. Maybe I haven't grown out of it too much, but I literally went home and I told my mom, I was like, Mom, guess what happened? And she's like, oh, them boys just say that because they like you. And I'm like, oh, this bitch is tweaking. This bitch is tweaking. And I remember, because this is like a monumental part in my life, so down bad to the T. Like, I was like, I can't disown my family. And I ended up telling my guy friends that I had, because I was a little tomboy. If y'all know me from my hometown, I was a little tomboy. And I used to be real cool with the dudes, never even fucked around with them. Ew. Um, I dated a couple. I ain't fuck nobody. Period. Mm. Anyways, because y'all niggas could never. Y'all niggas could never. Not Betty. Anyways, um, what was I saying? What the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah, and I just remember my mom and my sister laughing at me because I said I was not dating black boys for a while, and I was so dead ass about it. Like I was going through my K-pop phase. Bitch, you couldn't tell me shit. Like I really wasn't on you niggas, anyways. Oh my god, that was a time. I was in my K-pop phase. I was deep in my first spirituality journey with my best friend at that, Miss Ugarian. Yes, I was literally like, I wasn't fucking with you niggas anyways. Like I didn't really like boys, and I ended up having a boyfriend anyways. But that's neither here or there. But yeah, I just remember them literally laughing at me. And I was like, oh, I can't disown my family, but I'm gonna disown my friends. Cause my guy friends, they all told me I was fucking crazy. And it was like, well. And this is also where like the blackness really kicked in. I think the blackness probably kicked in. I was pro black in 8th grade. We can go down the storyline because I've had multiple lives at this point. I was pro black arguing with grown ass men on Twitter about being a black woman, black little girl in 8th grade. I was made for this. Period. Period. But yeah, yeah, they was like, oh yeah, black girls are supposed to be for black men. Da da da. Why they over here dating Hispanics, dating white girls, and ain't nobody saying none of you? Boy, fuck out of my face. So I cut all those niggas off real quick. I ain't had no friends that summer. It was cool. Like it was the first time where I did have to be alone, and it might have gotten spooky because I was still in my parents' house. But yeah, I'm grateful for the roof that my mom gave over my head, but that does not, it wasn't worth it. For the emotional damage, it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it, babes. Um, but yeah, what did I have on here? What did I write? Oh, black people and disabilities, girl. I didn't even finish the word. But yeah, back to Krishan. Actually, we're gonna come back after I post this video. I'll see you guys next time. And I hope you're doing well. And I hope you're doing fine. And put some Michael Jackson on and sing today. Dance.